Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcast. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial series. It is a lunch and learn program at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and hot topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our single moms club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, Noye Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.
Well, hello, everybody. We're back with another news story we have to cover, and let's have a discussion. And like you all know, we have these discussions not just to talk about the stories, but to also bring some knowledge and awareness to those of you who are watching the channel. This story, as you've seen on here, let me go ahead and bring up my thumbnail so you can see the young man's picture that we're going to talk about. His name is Travis King. His name is Travis King. This is Travis King. He's an American soldier who has ran into North Korea. You want to say, how did he run into it? We're going to give you the story. I'm going to break this down to you. I've got two articles I'm going to read to you on here to tell you more about this. I've dropped the link. If any of you are familiar with this story and would like to share your thoughts on this as well, you can join me on panel or in the chats. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Erin. Thank you so much for being here. She's always faithful Erin. She said, hey, everyone, please like, subscribe, and share. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Let's have a conversation, you guys. This story here is all over the newsways. My husband, shout out to my husband who told me about this story. He says, hey, you got to cover this on the channel and have a conversation about it. This young man's name is Travis King. Travis King is an Army. He's in the U.S. Army, was doing his services in the U.S. Army. Something transpired. He had only been there in the military for about a year. You want to put that over there? He'd only been in the military for about a year. And he had some difficulties while he was there. Sorry, hubby decided to join me, which we're glad to have him. Come on over. So come on in. Yes, let me have him come on in here and join on this chat. All right, so he'd only been there for about a year in the military, and he went through some difficulties, and he had some things that he was trying to deal with. Let me read one story first to you. This is coming from the Independent. And this says, soldier Travis King faced disciplinary actions in the U.S., so he fled. Says now he faces an unknown fate in North Korea. Of all the places he could run to, he ran straight into North Korea.
Wow.
North Korea. All right. So he was facing some disciplinary actions when he returned. He was in Korea and on a military base, and he was going to be transported back to the U.S. to face some disciplinary actions because of some things that he had done while being in the military. Let me read this on to you. It says, Private Second Class Travis King had passed through airport security as he was being sent home from South Korea for disciplinary actions. He still somehow managed to leave the airport and join a civilian tour of the demilitarized zone between South and North Korea. Y'all, this story is a lot. They were trying to transport him from South Korea to North Korea to the US, and he was in this one area where they were trying to do the exchange of him. That was a demilitarized zone between South and North Korea. Now, Travis, as he ran, he may have had his geographics off and thought he was running into South Korea, but ended up running into North Korea.
No, but he was on the tour bus, and the tour bus, they're not going to go to North Korea. They just went to the border, to see like a sightseeing.
So he jumped onto a tour bus. Now that's another thing. How do you jump onto a tour bus? Nobody's checking IDs over there in Korea. Everybody just jump on a bus.
I guess you just go to the bus and say you want to take a tour and pay the fee, and then
pay the amount. Okay.
Go get on the.
Now, how did he get so far away from the military, though? I mean, my goodness, he was transporting himself.
Yeah, they said that they had somebody went with him to the airport, and he went through customs.
Okay.
And after he went through customs, the person that was escorting him left. So I guess he came back out of customs and just decided to get on this tour bus and go for a ride.
Well, you guys, he went for a ride, all right to the wrong country. All right, so let's continue to have a conversation, and then we're going to give you a little bit more background from Travis's family. I've got another article. Travis' family did speak out, and they have a lot to say. So I'm going to read that article here next, and maybe we can get a little bit of clarity as to why mentally part of the reason why Travis may have done what he done. It still doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but let's keep reading. It says, as he left the tour group behind, here's the other part, you guys. So he was on the tour bus, and I guess the tour bus stopped or whatever. And as he left the tour bus group behind, he reportedly let out a loud laugh as he ran away. He's now in North Korean custody, according to U.S. officials. So you get off the tour bus, and then he runs and he laughs. And he runs right into the arms of the U.S. I mean, the Korean
North
people.
Korean soldiers.
What? Go ahead. What? Now you are a retired military. You were in the Army. What's your thought? Your first thought when hearing this story? You sent me this story. What's your first thoughts on this story?
I said, this is crazy. What is going on?
This is a lot.
I said, why would he want to get go into North Korea when he knows? I'm pretty sure he had lessons and other. The upper echelons had told him, about North Korea, and what the consequences are, of what's going on in North Korea.
Right.
And for him to decide to just go over there is absurd.
Baffling. Yeah. It's baffling. It's baffling. Thank you, Aaron. Reminding everybody, please click the like button on the video. If you like the video, if you don't, click the unlike video, but just click something before when you come in, click something. We're trying to grow the channel, so whether you like it, a thumbs up or a thumb down, comments, whatever it is, at least let us know that you're here and that you're watching. We see a few of the views on there. Also put your comments in here as well. Thank you, Aaron, for reminding. We prefer a thumbs up. We do. We like you. Aaron says, hi, Clovis. Happy to see you.
Nice to see you.
I'm so glad Aaron's here too.
Hi, Aaron. Thank you for all you're doing for us.
That's right. Hey, Gladys. Hey, Gladys, thank you for being here also. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Gladys, he went AWOL. So he went AWOL. Now, let's go on. It says, Mr. King had just been released from prison, you guys. Now, this guy is only 21 years old.
23, I think.
23? 20, Lord Jesus, 23 years old. It said he had just been released from prison where he had been held on assault charges and was facing additional military disciplinary actions in the U.S. It says Mr. King, who is in his early 20s, was escorted to the airport to be returned to Fort Bliss, Texas. But instead of getting on the aircraft, he left and joined a tour of the Korean border village of Panmunjom, where he ran across the border. While crossing the demilitarized zone, DMZ they call it, he gave out a loud ha ha ha, and as a witness said, King crossed the military demarcation line into the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. It said he had joined a group taking a tour of the joint security area, the border village in the DMZ, separating the two Koreas, which is heavily guarded by soldiers from both sides. So he could see the soldiers there.
Yes,
it's
obvious. No fence. Yeah, you're just right there. It's just like a line in the middle. There's no fence or anything separating the two Koreas. It's just a line.
Right.
Because some people try to be funny and
put one foot over
there, then bring it back over. Like
and they get arrested.
What's his name did it when he went there to
who's that?
Trump. He put one of his foot on the other side of the line.
Hey Robin, how you doing? She said, hey Mr. Clovis.
Hi.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Thank you, Aaron. She said, Robin, nice to see you. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Hey Gladys, again. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Robin. Okay, so it says here, authorities said that we are working with the KPA, the North Korean Army counterparts, to resolve this incident. Now here we go, having to pay more money. Americans having to pay more money to get an American back. Why are we trying to get him back? Does he want to come back? What didn't he say his choice when he left, when he ran? Why are we trying to get him back?
I guess what you was trying to seek attention or something, because you know that there's tension between America and Korea, North Korea. So I don't want to try to escalate, tension between the two countries.
It says a U.S. official told CBS News that the service member was able to return and join the border tour after going through airport security. According to the local press, a foreign national crossed the border at 15:27 local time. Colonel Isaac Taylor of United States Forces Korea Public Affairs told The Independent a U.S. service member on a JSA orientation tour willfully and without authorization crossed the military demarcation line into the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. We believe he is currently in DPRK custody and are working with our KPA counterparts to resolve this incident. They said they believe he's there. They don't even know for sure. They're not even sure where he is. They said Bryce Dupree, an Army spokesperson, shared the following information about Mr. King. Okay, let's learn about him. Private Travis T. King is a 19D Cavalry Scout in the regular Army from January 2021 to present. He has no deployments. During his Korean Force rotation, he was originally assigned to 6th Squadron, 1st Cavalry Regiment, 1st Brigade Combat Team, 1st Armored Division, and is currently administratively attached to the 1st Battalion, 12th Infantry Regiment, 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division. My goodness, that's a whole bunch of stuff.
I know.
His awards include the National Defense Service Medal, the Korean Defense Service Medal, and Overseas Service Ribbon. So it sounds like he was very active and doing good.
Oh, you get those medals just for being there. It's nothing of importance. It's not like Purple Heart or anything. If you go overseas, you get that ribbon just for going overseas or something.
They just make you sound like a lot.
Yeah, man, make you sound like a lot, but it's nothing of importance.
Okay, it said an individual who said they witnessed what took place and was taking part in the tour along with a U.S. soldier told CBS News that they had visited one of the buildings in the area when this man gives out a loud ha 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 and just runs in between some buildings. Now, he had to be very loud when he did that. For everybody to turn around and hear him, and then just go in between two buildings?
Yes, so it's like,
wow.
Bust my right here, South Korea, North Korea over there, you just ha ha ha, and then run from this room to the next room and run between the buildings. There he goes.
They said, I thought it was a bad joke at first, but when he didn't come back, I realized it wasn't a joke. And then everybody reacted and things got crazy, they told the outlet. The witness told the network that no North Korean soldiers could be seen where the man ran, adding that they had been told that there hadn't been any presence since the pandemic as North Korea attempted to fully close its borders. The witness said that after the man had crossed the border, the tour group was taken to Freedom House to give statements and then to be taken to their bus. Oh, this is a lot. This is a lot. There's a whole bunch. I put the links to the story in our description. Y'all can go and look at it there. But I want to tell you a little bit more about this. About this story. Now, this person was about to be transported because they alleged that he had done some things to some of the people there, and they had arrested him for it.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead and tell me your side of what you wanted to continue to say on that there before I go into what his family is speaking out now.
Yeah.
They want him back. First, we got to find him. We need to find him.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes. So I was reading the story, and this young man just I guess he wasn't disciplined enough. He went into the military, and then he did some stuff, and I guess he was going to be dishonorable discharge, but I guess they couldn't do it over there in South Korea, so they was going to send him back to Fort Bliss, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and when he gets over here, they was going to discharge him out of the military. So I guess he decides it's better for him to go to North Korea than to come back and get discharged and sent home. I don't think that was a good idea on his part.
Right, because you would think, okay, if you're going through some disciplinary actions, I would rather go through probably my disciplinary actions here in the U.S.
Yeah, go through
than
it.
to deal with it, especially in North Korea.
Discharge, go back to your family and start all over.
Yeah,
Now we got to fight to get you out of there.
We got to spend more money.
Yeah, got to do all kind of stuff.
Now they also bring up the story again about Otto Warbier. I may be saying that wrong. Otto, the young man who took the propaganda, they said, off the wall in North Korea. And he went through a whole lot. And they said that while he was on tour in 2015, he did this. And he was detained there. And it also said, unfortunately, he died in 2017, days after he was released from prison and returned to the U.S. in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure why people would want to choose that round to just say, hey, I'm just going to run into North Korea. Now, soldiers are briefed and they're taught on these different countries.
Right.
They're taught on all this. So it's not like us, civilians, we don't know a lot of this stuff.
And you just go over there and then you're told about this stuff.
And this makes this as a military person, I know when I was having a conversation with you,
Mm-hmm.
you were very upset about this being an ex-military.
Yeah, it's just absurd. I was very disappointed. I said, what would make him want to do this?
Yeah.
And then we have to now, there's tension between the USA and North Korea. Now we got to go through this, and then,
it's shameful.
The dictator over there going to want stuff from us to release him to, and all kind of garbage. Just make things worse.
For a lot of the American people, it
Mm-hmm.
does make things worse because now they can use him as a trade-off.
Yeah, what they call him as
A pawn. They use him as a pawn to get something that they want from America, especially that he's a soldier.
Right.
They would look at that as more of a value, more of a trade
Mm-hmm.
than just a common civilian.
Right.
Now, there are a lot of people, like we said in the previous story that we did, about people going over to these foreign countries and being detained, and then America and Americans and the government and so forth, politicians, everybody have to fight to get them back. And some of these things could be, they don't have to happen.
Right.
We don't have to, have these things happen and have people get involved to bring you back. There's a lot of money and time that goes into bringing people back for senseless acts like this, and there are people that are being detained right now in other countries that did no wrong, and they're being detained. They are American citizens, and we have been trying to get them back. And now we've got to put other things on hold, resources, time, money on hold from getting them back. And they're innocent, to try and put the time now into getting somebody else back who did some foolishness that could have been prohibited.
Right.
It's prevented. It's very sad. Now, let's go into a little bit about what his family is saying. Go ahead. You're going to say something.
I think maybe he's crying out for attention. I don't know.
You don't want attention in North Korea. You don't want that attention.
Yeah, but if he runs over there, then you're gonna get the attention.
So you think he may allegedly have been doing this to get the public's attention in America?
and everybody, the world's attention, not just the,
So do you
like
think
a
that
world
he had this
stage.
planned out? You think he may have had this planned out, and maybe he
Maybe not planned out, but maybe a last minute said, maybe in
make his name
his
great?
thinking said,
Well, I hope he's okay. Really, I'd hope he is alive and well. Now let's read this article that I got from it said this was from, the writer is Noor Ibrahim. It says this. It says Travis King, the U.S. 23-year-old American soldier who crossed the border into North Korea willfully and without authorization on Tuesday, had been breaking down after the tragic death of his 7-year-old cousin earlier this year. That's what King's uncle told the Daily Beast. It's from the Daily Beast. So they're saying that he's been breaking down because of the tragic death of his 7-year-old cousin. Now, that could be a lot mentally, especially a child, especially if you're close to this child. To hear that a child has passed away can be traumatically a lot on an individual. So I get that. I could part ways sympathize with him, but we still want him to be able to keep his mind right.
Right. If he was, breaking down because of his cousin, and he's coming back to the United States, that'd be a victory. Getting back to the United States to, getting back to be with the family instead of going the opposite direction.
Great point.
But right now, it looks like it's not that important to him. He went to the opposite direction instead of coming back home to be with the family if he was so desperately needed to be with the family.
That's a great point. That's a great point, because it says that Carl Gates, the brother of King's mother, so that's his uncle, said in a phone interview on Wednesday that he had been one of the last people to communicate with King over the phone before he defected to North Korea. It says his mom came down on a few occasions, and she then talked to him and let him know what was going on with my son. And it said, like, he was breaking down. It affected Travis a lot. I guess the passing of the baby. Gates told the Daily Beast, because he couldn't be here. He was in the Army overseas. Now, that part I can sympathize with Travis. I really can. I can sympathize, because if you hear that your nephew, we don't know if the nephew was sick, if there was any time that if Travis could have got from Korea and came home and been with the nephew before he passed away, or if it was, the cousin, or if it could have been something he passed away, he wanted to be there for the funeral. There's a lot.
Yeah, because I think in the military, I'm not for sure.
Yeah, they're not that hard.
But I think it's only for grandmother, grandfather, mother, aunts, uncle. I don't know if it goes. I don't think it goes into like cousins or first cousins or something. They let you come back over for a funeral or something to that effect.
It says Gates' son, King Nazir, died in late February 2023 from a rare genetic disorder that had him on life support in the final days of his life. So maybe Travis was aware of that, and he was like, I got to get to him before he passes away. I got to get there. And mentally, he probably wasn't in his right mind to think, what he's going to do. But again, I still don't see him running to Korea when you have the opportunity now to come and be with family in America. Your mom is here. Your uncle is here. Why would you leave when they were on their way to bringing you back? They were getting ready to transport you back over here. Now, he may have been in a jail confinement because of what he did, but the family would still be able to easily travel to whatever state that they were going to have him in. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't think they was going to put him back in jail when he comes over here. I think they were just going to discharge him out of the military, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, they said that the little boy, the baby Nazir, his case made local news headline as one of few children in the world who have been diagnosed with SPTLC2, which is untreatable. He said, when my son was on life support and when my son passed away, Travis started being reckless and crazy when he knew my son was about to die. Gates, who described himself as a father figure to King, told the Daily Beast, I know it was related to what he did. King, a U.S. Army private from Racine, Wisconsin, had been locked up in a South Korean detention center for 47 days before being scheduled to fly back. So if we count 47 days, that was around the time. So that's around February And then you've got April, May. June. No, that's after that. That's after.
March, April, May, and June, like almost.
Before flying back to Fort Bliss, Texas on Monday, according to U.S. officials who spoke to CBS and ABC. It says also on Wednesday, the Reuters reported that King had faced 2 assault allegations and had been fined for damaging a police car in South Korea in an incident last October. So this was before the baby passed away. Mm-hmm. This was last year, October. The baby passed away in February. So here we go again. Let's talk about this part right now. Controlling your behavior.
Yeah, you're supposed to be in the military. I think you'd have more of a discipline than a regular person in the that's not in the military. These I don't know, these soldiers of today, it's different from when I was in the military.
Very different.
They're more lenient now. Stuff that you could a drill sergeant or somebody could get away with when I was in the military. Nowadays, if they do that to a soldier, they're gonna get disciplined or expelled out of the military for doing some of the stuff that we went through. Different world. So the soldiers of today, they're more. I guess they get more leniency.
They have more leniency, but also what we have seen, and these are just our opinions, what we have seen is they tend to get away with so much more, and they don't appreciate that things are lenient for them. Because back in the day when my husband was in the military, and my brother and other men that I know that were in the military, my father, my uncle, all of them, it was serious business. Mm-hmm. It was a lot. You couldn't have these behaviors. So it sounds to me, and I'm not going to, make a mental diagnosis. I'm not, a medical person to do any of that. But it just sounds to me like he just had a bad attitude, maybe during, his life and transition over there to the military. Maybe they thought the military would make him better.
Right.
Maybe they thought it would bring him some discipline. Maybe it would calm him down. Mm-hmm. It says here again that he faced 2 assault allegations after damaging a police car. Come on now, not a civilian's car, a police car.
Yeah, in another country.
It said he was reportedly escorted to Incheon International Airport as far as the customs checkpoint, but instead of boarding the plane, he left the airport and joined an organized tour. And we go over to where it spoke about the tour. So we don't know. Really, I don't have any real information as to where he is right now. But this is a lot. Erin said this. She said maybe running into North Korea had to do with a mental breakdown. He couldn't even think right. But the mental breakdown, I can understand after February when the baby passed away. Mm-hmm. But this is saying that he had some issues that happened in October before the baby passed away. So this is something that was going on before. Now, it could be that he knew the baby was sick in October and he wanted to get to the baby, right, and wasn't able to get to the baby. And maybe his mental breakdown started around that time because they said it was a genetic disease. Something was happening with the baby. So it could have been. But here's why you still have to keep your calm about stuff. And I know people go through mental things differently. You can't say how a person is going to act or react when it comes to a situation. We all have things that happen in our lives and people will view it as they would have done something different or acted or reacted differently. But I think the important thing should be to try your best to keep the mental stability, because you, Travis, you were on your way home. Mm-hmm. You were on your way home. It says also King's Uncle Gates told the Daily Beast that the U.S. soldier loved and cherished his son, adding that he was concerned for the family in the aftermath of the tragic death. Now, Uncle, if the nephew Travis was concerned about the family after the baby's death, then why is he going to make the family worry more by him running over to North Korea? Are you really concerned, Travis? And if you are, get your butt back over here to the South Korea so that you can get back over here to American soil.
It's not that easy now.
I'm saying if the Koreans haven't captured him,
they got him.
Oh,
he's not gonna. Goodness. It's not going to be that easy to just say, okay, go back to where you just came from. Now there's going to be somebody got to pay the piper. to get him back here.
Somebody's going to have to pay. It also says in the article from the Daily Beast, it says, picture yourself being in the army and your baby cousin from your favorite, my only child, he's struggling and going through pain. And he's crying like a baby. And now you're in the service and you can't do nothing about it. And then you're crying like a baby, Gates said. The pain came from my son and it escalated to this sugar honey iced tea, he says. But that's for it. So I get it, Uncle. I get what you're saying. Your nephew was having a mental breakdown or had a mental breakdown because the baby passed away. I get it. But if Travis is really concerned about the family aftermath, after the baby's passing, why do this?
Yeah.
Why make it worse? Why go over it? Now the family has to mourn the loss of the baby and, in a sense, mourn the loss of you. Because I'm sure they would have rather wrapped their arms around you physically, to hug on you, or talk to you through a glass if you were held in a U.S. prison or something. I'm sure they would have wanted you here. And again, you can't say what the person will do or won't do or whatever, but it just making it worse for the family. It makes it worse. In a statement to ABC, King's mother, Claudine Gates, said she was shocked by the news of his crossing into North Korea and that she only wants him to come home. Now, it's going to be a lot. It says on Tuesday, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told reporters that the U.S. government's first priority is the welfare of our troop, adding that he expects more information about King's circumstances to emerge in the next few days. Now, here's the thing, and there's a video, and I put the link in the description. Here's the thing now. Now, if the Korean government or whatever officials capture him, they could use him to try and get information about the U.S. And now that makes the U.S., have a problem now. Intel, I think that's what y'all call it, huh?
Intelligence or something?
Yes, they can use him.
I don't think he got too much information on anything.
Because he was only in there for a year.
Yeah, if you had somebody with a captain or a general or something, you might have more information. But the private, he just been in there. He's just small, maybe a.
This is a lot. You guys. The military is good. It helps a lot of people to calm them down and to get them to be humbled, but it also may not be a perfect fit for everybody. It may not be a perfect fit for it. Remember, they're handing out weapons and training you on those weapons. So I don't know. And I understand people may say, well, he flipped. But you think, was any of these signs showing before he went into the military? Were any of these signs showing? Thank you, Deborah. Deborah Davis. She said, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you so much, Deborah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, we gotta add Travis to the prayer list, y'all, and Travis's family and the uncle. The family has to be going through a lot to lose the baby, the 7-year-old, and now Travis is gone missing in a country that we know does not like America, and we've heard about some of the things that they can do to individuals allegedly. It's a lot. Deborah says, when I was enlisted, I didn't have the opportunity to deploy to Korea.
Me either.
See, it's a lot. All right, everybody is not ready for the military.
Nope. So some people, tell their young child, it's going to the military, get some discipline, but sometimes they come out worse than they went in. Because they're not adapting to the the military too strict, I guess they said something.
Right. What would you like to say to a young man who's in the military now that's dealing with some hardship and they can't get back to their family?
There's people in there that they can talk to. You go to your chaplain. Each battalion have a chaplain. You go and you talk to them, and the chaplain can go through the chain of command to get you what you need to get to get done.
Talk to somebody. Do a lot of praying, and understand what you signed up for. It is not a vacation. Going into the military is not a vacation where you can just say, hey, I want to go home for today and I'll be back tomorrow, or I'm only do a half a day. Know what you sign up for when you go into the military. And know this, we as Americans, we are so proud of each and every one of you for making the choice to serve this country and to basically almost, risk your lives so that we can be free. We're appreciative of that. We also want you to understand that it's not going to be as easy as a lot of people think. Maybe Travis was doing all of this because he wanted to get out of the military. Maybe he was misbehaving because he knew he would be, what is the word when you say when you take it out of dishonorably discharged. But if that's the case, Travis, why didn't you just continue on to the flight back to the US of A? I'm not understanding. If Travis has some something up his sleeve, I don't know. Thank you, Aaron. She said, always love when Clovis joins alive. I know. I love it too. I love it too. Thank you so much.
Once in a blue moon.
I know. Stuff like this, he'll join. Thank you. Yes, chaplain. Yes, Deborah. Thank you for your service too, Deborah. Thank you so much. Which branch were you in, Deborah? Also, y'all, when you're in the military, seek out the resources. Yeah. Seek out the resources. The military is one of the best places to get resources.
Yeah, take you. Yeah.
Every resource. Yeah, they got a lot available.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it either.
Oh, come on now. My husband always said if he can go back in, he would.
Get my 20.
He always says he would go back in. He would go back in and get some more service time in there. But you guys, we're going to continue to pray for this family. There's a lot. Don't know what happened. Support team. Yeah, there's a lot of support teams out there in the military. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deborah. And were you part of that support team too? Thank you for your service. Y'all, we're going to pray for Travis and his family. And if you have any family members, thank you, Holy Spirit. If you have any family members that are over in the military right now, call them and cheer them up. Let me tell you, even if you're going through something, now, I'm not saying like the baby because that's serious, but if you're going through, well, hey, my light bill, or you want to complain about something and it's something simple, and before you call the person that's in the military, please think about that because they got so much on their minds already. You know what I'm saying? Just don't bow them down with so much other stuff. If you just want to complain and talk to somebody, talk to a friend that's already here, but not the people that's in the military, because they are going through so much mentally already. To hear you saying, listen, with your complaints or stuff, it just bogs them down, right? It just bogs them down. 6 o'clock. All right. Thank you so very much. All right, you guys. Thank you, Deborah. She was in the Army.
All righty.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Deborah. Thank you for being in the military. Thank you. Me too. Appreciate you so much. Yes, we have to. Listen, don't bog them down with all of that, the mess that you're going through, you guys. There are support teams here as well, and companies that are here, organizations that are here to help people who are here and their family members are away. There's support teams for you here in the US of A as well. Okay. Thank you, Deborah. Absolutely. So, when you call your family members that are overseas or in the military, wherever they are, if they're in the military, call them up and be cheerful and happy and give them something to smile about because they're going through a lot. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Juice Radio Talk Show. I want to thank my wonderful, loving, handsome husband for joining me here too. We'll be back with some more great stories like this. We want to try and cheer you guys up. You pray for this family, Travis, out here. I know there's a lot of people talking a lot of negativity about this stuff. And they're going to be out there. But we're going to be over here. We're going to pray for him and the other men and women service members that are in the military and soldiers that are out there. We're praying for each and every one of you that you're safe, that you have the mental support that you need, and that your families are safe and have everything that they need as well. All right. Love and peace to all of you guys. Love you so much. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you so much, Deborah, for all your wisdom. Thank you so much, Aaron, for all of your input. I'm going to be back. Thank you. That's right, Aaron. 7:30 tonight is Bible study. All right. Bible study tonight here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Here's our logo on the screen. Look for the red mug and microphone, and you know you have the right channel. All right. We'll be back with some more great topics, great interviews, great information. All right, we'll see y'all later. Y'all have a blessed day, and y'all be safe out there. Love on one another, okay? And share this video. If you haven't clicked the like button on this video, please go ahead and click that like button and join us again for some more great, interesting information. Y'all stay blessed now. Bye.
A heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers who joined us for this video. If you have not already subscribed, go to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Subscribe and click on the notification bell to be alerted whenever we go live. Join our private Juice community. Go to www.thejuicecommunity.com and sign up for free. Join us, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. We have our Money Monday financial series. It is a lunch and learn program at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. Also on Monday, we have our reality series and hot topics at 7 p.m. Wednesdays, we have Bible study at 7:30 p.m. Thursdays, we have church news at 7:30 p.m. We also offer motivational moments, happy marriage lifestyle, news from a godly perspective, movie reviews, as well as our single moms club, Let's Talk Ex-Millennials, and of course, our Cooking with Clovis. Follow us on our podcast channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show Podcast, streaming on all podcast platforms. A great big thank you to our podcast production company, Noye Podcast Productions. They can help you create your own podcast also. Contact them today at houseofnoye.com. Thank you to our sponsor, Custom Apparel Shop. Have them complete your embroidery work and silk screening needs. Do you need a logo created for your fashion apparel or company? Contact Israel Mason today. That is 786-657-7501. Thank you to our main sponsor, Truth and Triumph Ministries. Truth and Triumph Ministries, a ministry that cares about telling people the truth so they can triumph in life. Thank you, Truth and Triumph Ministries, for all you do.